2018, and it's now 7 o'clock p.m. And if everyone would please rise with us and as we say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. All right, this evening we are being joined by Pastor Rob McPherson, and he will be leading us in the invocation. Pastor Rob?
So I wanted one last time before I move in 1 week to pray for you and for this community. So let's pray. God, I do indeed ask your blessing upon these leaders and this meeting. Grant them all the wisdom that they need. We pray that this community, this city, would truly be a place where people can prosper and find happiness and joy. Make every household a haven of your peace. So continue to help the businesses, to help the churches, to help everyone here thrive. All this we lift to you. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor
Thank
Rob.
you so much. Best of luck to you.
Yes. All right, and with that, Madam Clerk, we'd like the roll call, please.
Commissioner Cole,
Here.
Commissioner Moore,
Here.
Mayor Hess,
Here.
Commissioner Turney,
Here.
Commissioner Viganski.
Yep.
All right, thank you. And with that, we will move on to item number 4, public comments. Citizens are allowed up to 3 minutes to discuss any agenda item. No takers this evening? Okay, thank you. And with that, we'll move on to the consent calendar. I need a motion to approve the consent calendar.
So moved.
I'll support. Okay.
Okay, roll call, please.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
Commissioner Turney,
Yes.
Commissioner Viganski,
Yes.
Mayor Hess.
Yes. Thank you. All right, and with that, we'll move on to the next item, which is reports by departments, committees, and boards, and this evening we have none. And under unfinished business, we also have none this evening. So moving right along, we're on item number 8, new business. I need a motion to approve changing health insurance carriers to Blue Cross Blue Shield 2,700 plan. This was in our packet. We have all the information. I need a motion and a second, and then we'll open discussion.
I'll make the motion that we approve changing the health insurance carrier to Blue Cross Blue Shield 2700 plan.
I'll support.
Okay, and with that, are there any questions from the commissioners?
No, I think it's a good, very good plan. After reading it over, it's not bad.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, all right, I need a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Viganski,
Yes.
Commissioner Turney,
Yes.
Mayor Hess,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
and Commissioner Cole.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. And with that, we'll move on to new item, or new business item B, approve GP Gillian and Associates 3-year contract. I need a motion.
I'll make the motion that we approve the GP Gillian Associates 3-year contract.
Okay, I need a second, please.
I'll support.
Okay. Any discussion? Yes. Okay, Bill?
I wanted to clarify, just before the meeting, I passed out a revised contract. What this revised contract shows is an inclusion on page 3, which was absent in the briefing contract you received. Randy contacted me this morning and indicated that we were absent of this section, which is the early termination, and he thought it was important. So this was worked out with Jim Gillian, and he added this to the contract, and He's suggesting that he's good with it, and we are good with it, Randy is, so I just wanted to bring that to your attention.
Okay, I would like a moment to, for us to read, but it looks like Commissioner Attorney has a question.
Yes.
That's okay, you go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to give us a couple minutes to
Right.
read this over. Okay, does anyone else need more time?
No?
Okay, questions? Carla, do you have any questions? No? Commissioner Moore? Commissioner Attorney?
My question was answered in the paragraph.
Okay, great. And Commissioner Viganski, do you have any questions or comments?
Nope.
Okay, great. With that, we need a roll call?
Mayor Hess,
Yes.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
Commissioner Bianski,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
and Commissioner Attorney.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you very much. And with that, we'll move on to new business item C. Approve traffic order number 251, no through trucks, local deliveries only. We had this brought to us by a citizen at one of our previous meetings. I need a motion and a second.
Also move.
Support.
Okay? Any discussion? Yes, Commissioner Viganski.
how much these signs cost, and this is not really saying anything different than the existing signs, so it's really unnecessary to spend the money on. Because, I mean, local truck route, no through trucks, local deliveries only. I see Tim's in, did you get a hold of Fabco and Co-op, Tim?
Yes, you may approach. Thank you.
Yes, sir. We have reached out to what we believe is the majority of the local trucking companies in the area, Fabco, Co-Alliance, XPO, and Buchanan Pellet. I was able to talk to individuals that oversee the trucking part of their company. I was able to talk with them to let them know the complaints we've been receiving about Front Street and the semi-traffic that's going down Front Street. So the majority of them reassured me that they would talk with their truck drivers and also reach out to their contract truck drivers to make sure that they use alternate routes instead of going through our downtown area on Front Street. Okay. Any other question?
Anyone else? Carla?
What about private individuals that sometimes come through town with just the tractor, the
Well,
front end, whatever you want to call it?
we're looking at, you know, the load is what's really causing the problems. The weight that is really kind of causing the issues to the streets and causing the issues. I believe the gentleman that was up here was saying that the heavy truckloads were causing issues with his house. So I believe that the problem would be the heavy loads that are coming through town.
Commissioner Viganski?
I talked to Bill too for the wastewater. A lot of this didn't start till we dug that 30-foot hole and put that stiff piece of pipe in there.
Okay.
Now, I haven't had a chance, I've been gone, I haven't had a chance, Bill lives right 2 houses from me, but the Wagners were having vibration in their house too. Now, I didn't ask them if it stopped since we blacktopped that,
Sure.
you know, but I mean, basically, this sign, as a truck driver, says the exact same thing as the old sign.
Right. Let me explain a little bit of that. If you noticed in your packet, you had a picture of one sign that says local truck route.
Yes.
I want to make sure people understand, the truck drivers that's coming through our town, they understand exactly what we want them to do. And when you see a local truck route, I believe that they're thinking, oh, this is the route that I can take to go through your town. And that's not what we want. What we want is for them to understand that if it's a local delivery,
Right.
of course they have to come into our businesses and drop off the product. But if you're just going from one side of the town to the other because it's shorter, we don't want that. We don't want just through truck route. There's other roads that are better designed for those trucks, so we don't want them coming through. And I feel that this sign explains it a little bit better than the ones we have up there now that just says local truck route with an arrow pointing.
Right. Any other questions? Okay, I'll take a roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Viancy,
Yes.
Commissioner Turney,
Yes.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes.
and Mayor Hess.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. And with that, we'll be on new business item D. Approve the purchase of a new tractor for the wastewater treatment plant. All right, I need a motion
Also move.
and a second.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes.
The motion
Oh,
would be to approve of,
Which one?
yes.
Okay.
to-
Yes, we
so-
need a motion for someone to pick which one they think we should get.
You want me to do that?
Yes.
Okay, I'll make the motion that we approve the purchase of the new tractor with the code number B2301HSD for $18,924. I believe that's what we need.
Okay. Wait a second.
2024?
I need to talk to the clerk a moment. Madam Clerk?
With the purchase date of July 1st.
Okay, and you have to add with the purchase
Okay.
date of July 1st because it will go
I
on the
will-
new
New
budget.
budget season. I
Okay?
will amend that motion
Yes.
for July 1st.
Hang on just a second. Commissioner Moore?
If I may, you said 18,900? And
Yeah, that's on the other
Are
side.
you-
It says 18,730.28. Right. There is a difference there.
Yes, I
Wait, I
thought
see
in
that.
it was like 18,000.
I was reading from the front. On the back, it says 18,730.28.
Yeah, I think that's what was mentioned, the amount mentioned
Yes,
in the briefing.
right. Unless there's another
And
charge that we're not aware of.
You're also mentioning, like, in your motion, the Riggs Outdoor Power as the winner of the, there's two vendors.
Yep, I stand corrected. You want me to
right.
redo the motion?
Yes, yes, we would all appreciate that. Thank you, Commissioner Turney. We put you on the spot there.
That's okay. I'm glad everybody's alert. There you go. We're all alert tonight. So hopefully I will try to make this correct this time. I will make the motion that we approve traffic order 251 for Riggs Outdoor Power of Mishawaka in the amount of $18,730.28, effective as of July 1st, which is the new budget season.
Okay, I'll need a second on that.
I'll support.
Okay, discussion?
I just want to say thank you to all the commissioners.
You're welcome. Commissioner Viganski, it looks like you have a comment?
We don't have to pay shipping on this, do we?
No, it would have been in the quote.
Okay.
Okay. Anyone else? All right, I will accept a roll call, please.
Commissioner Turney,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes,
Mayor Hess,
Yes.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
and Commissioner Viancy.
Yes.
All right.
Motion carries.
Thank you very much. All right, and with that, we'll move on to new business item E, approve police union contract. And again, the information was included in our packet, so we've had time to look over it. I need a motion and support, please.
so moved.
Support.
Okay? Questions?
Yes.
Okay? Commissioner Viganski?
I probably won't vote for this, and I want to say why. It's not because of the raises, all the red ink, or his designee. The whole thing is, is the Mr. Ganis going to be your designee, and he is part-time, so, I really don't understand that, why that all had to be put in there.
Okay.
That was a recommendation by the city attorney when he reviewed the language of the contract. It also allows, on some of those contract issues, the designee, who we have an assistant chief, to make some of those decisions. So, again, that's a background on that addition. It'd be the police chief and/or his designee, which is the assistant chief.
Yes, Commissioner Attorney?
I believe the reason for that is in case you, as the city manager, are not around, it would default to the second in command to make an instant decision if a
It just
problem came up.
recognizes that there's, additional authority over the department, and that's where the designee part came up.
Right,
So-
because if you're not here, who do we go to next to handle the situation with the negotiations with the union?
Okay,
Okay.
Commissioner Moore, do you have any comments or questions?
No, I think it's totally appropriate language, and I'm very comfortable with it.
Okay, Commissioner Cole?
I'm happy with the contract. I think it was done very well, and I think having the backup with our assistant police chief is a smart move.
All right. And with that, I need a roll call, please.
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore,
Yes,
Mayor Hess,
Yes.
Commissioner Turney,
Yes,
and Commissioner Viancy.
No.
Okay, and with that, we'll move on to new business item F. Establish an ad hoc committee to review the commission rules of procedures. This will be Resolution 2004.04-11. We received information about this in our packet. With new commissioners coming on board possibly in November, we would like to clarify rules and procedures. I would like to make a motion that we establish this committee, and I need a second, please.
second.
Okay, great.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I need the motion to state who you're picking for that committee.
Okay, and I move, add to my motion to add Commissioner Turney and Commissioner Cole to sit on that commission with the city clerk, please.
Should they agree to being on the ad hoc?
Okay? Questions, comments?
Did we have a second?
Commissioner Turney.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I have a question.
Yes, go right ahead.
I already talked to the clerk today about it. I really wanted to be on it. I knew there wouldn't be any thought about it, but it was basically brought up that the meetings would have to be at 6:30, but my input will be made.
Yes, all commissioners, as well as the members of the public, are allowed to submit their submissions to this ad hoc committee at any point. They will be meeting soon, though, so please have your items ready and get them to either our clerk or one of the commission members. Okay, I need a roll call, please.
Commissioner Moore,
yes,
Commissioner Cole,
Yes.
Mayor Hess,
Yes.
Commissioner Viancy,
Yes.
and Commissioner Turney.
Yes,
Motion carries.
Okay, great. And with that, we're at public comments. Citizens are allowed up to 3 minutes to discuss any non-agenda item. And if you could please let us know your name as well as your address when you approach the microphone. And we have a new clerk, so if you could make sure you spell your name, that would help her out a ton.
Alice Kring, K-R-I-N-G. I own Redbud Insurance at 110 Main Street here in Buchanan. I talked with city manager on Friday. He asked me to come tonight. I am having a celebration for being in business for 20 years downtown, that I've owned it. I've actually been there longer, but that since I've owned it. And it's going to be on June 19th. And my caterer is going to be having a large grill in one parking spot for a good portion of the afternoon. And we possibly, I don't know that for a fact yet, but possibly might be putting a tent up, but there would be plenty, the 36 inches, that people could walk under. The plan right now, depending on weather, is for people to pick their food up at the grill and then come inside for the rest of the food. So that's the plan. So he asked me to come just to make sure you guys are aware of it and get your blessing on that.
Thank you.
And I know you guys have.
Yep.
thanks, Alice.
think I handed you one.
Thank you, Alice,
Sheila,
and
too.
congratulations.
So, anybody's welcome to come. We just are celebrating a thank you to our customers in the community for allowing us to be here.
Well, and we would like to thank you because you contribute a lot to our community. The Easter egg hunt, the popcorn, all sorts of little, nice, wonderful things Red Bud Insurance does for us. So thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And we will see you that day.
Okay.
All right, anyone else? Yeah. Yes, Commissioner Moore?
Your Honor, I would like to make the motion that we allow Red Bud Insurance for the use of that space in the parking lot.
Okay, I need a second.
Described.
Okay, roll call, please.
Sorry, who was my second?
Oh, Cole made the motion.
No.
All right, I'm
I-
sorry. Moore made the motion and Cole supported. So
Are
we
you all in favor?
all in favor? Aye. Thank you. All right. Come on up.
Oh, I'm Randall Peart. Randall Peart, P-E-A-R-T.
P-E-A-R-T.
Yeah, 312 West Chicago Street.
Thank you, Randall.
One comment that just came up in my mind was you say you'd like to have the public here for commission meetings,
Yes.
but you ran through new business with a lot of people, including me, not knowing what on earth you were talking about. So I think you owe it to the audience or the public to at least explain what J.P. Gillen and Associates, for example,
Okay.
or various other things that are here.
Okay.
Because just, you don't need to say anything confidential, just explain what it's all about.
Exactly.
Otherwise, you won't get anybody coming to see.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Tell them if you have a suggestion, so we
Thank you.
let them know now.
Okay, yes, and if you stay afterwards, I'd be happy to answer those questions. Yeah, we're working on a new process. We have a new clerk, and we're trying to streamline what we do. Thank you, though, for pointing that out. That's very important.
You want me to tell them? It's for the computer. No? Yeah?
That's okay. All right.
I think
Anyone
he
else?
should be answered right now.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's our computer provider. They provide all the services that keep City Hall online and keep us safe from outside attacks.
Basically, he's our help desk. So if there's a computer problem, the system goes down, that's the gentleman or company that we call that comes in and fixes the computers. So our contract was expiring, so what we did is we signed a new contract with them for 3 years, which is at a very fair price, not much of an increase. So if we have a computer downsize, that's who we call to help us out. Does that help you out as far as who they are? Okay.
I want to add to that,
Sure.
please.
Go right ahead.
We have a new clerk, and she's going to be allowed some leeway till she gets to know us. Robert's Rules pretty much doesn't want the public to be informed, and the notes that are kept, and I mean, I commend her for following them, but I have explained to her, Pat Moore and I, at one time, agreed on something, and this is one of them, that Robert's Rules shouldn't be followed explicitly for just this reason, because I don't want to be sitting up here doing what the city manager wants, lickety-split. I want it to be explained, and I want to explain to the public. And as long as I'm sitting up here, it's going to get done irregardless of what they accept. I'll be called out of order irregular, but tonight I'm going through it because I'm on everybody's crap list because I was gone for a month. But we'll talk about that in public comments or in my comments. That's all I wanted to add.
Hey, anybody else from the public? All right, and with that, we'll move on to the city manager's comments. Bill?
Thank you, Mayor, Commissioners. A couple of issues, just to let you know, we are still in a predicament with our bucket truck situation. Presently, the 1997 Ford F800 bucket truck that we presently have is broken down again. We were trying to use it for brush runs because even though the bucket portion of it would not pass a inspection and actually was said not to, we were told not to use that portion of the truck. We were trying to utilize it for brush pickup. An element went out on the transmission, and the repair costs right now for just that part is $5,340. When we had the service call, which was Best One repair service, out of South Bend come down to look at the truck, they noted several other maintenance items that needed to be taken care of before the truck would be deemed roadworthy. And so that puts it up nearly $12,000 to make those repairs, to use it just as a brush truck. So we are actually in a predicament. We really can't easily pick up brush, chip it, and get it into a container that would work. So we've been looking for replacements, and you know we have along the way. Part of the situation is these type of forestry trucks, if they have any life left in them, they're moving pretty quickly. So I just wanted to let you know that we are searching the market out there, and if we find something of interest, that we may have to call a special meeting quickly to react to that opportunity. So.
Your Honor?
Yes,
May I ask a question? So typically, you would use that bucket truck for, like, changing the street signs?
Yep.
I believe I was passing through when they were changing the street sign to say Buckteen's
Yes.
Lane or something, and they were standing in the back of a truck bed in somewhat precarious position, and I thought, I just want you, I'm hoping you convey to everybody that we know this equipment is not available and we're trying to find it, but they must be, safety has to be primary. So
Yep.
if it's something that can't be done safely, we should just explain to people, no, we can't put your banner up or whatever.
Yep.
I mean, it is not worth risking someone's life. So if you would convey that or take that under consideration, I appreciate it.
We did buy the JLG though, for that purpose too, didn't we?
Next time you need to ask me, but go ahead.
Look, we bought the man lift for a lot of different purposes. Before we had it, one of those purposes was thought to be putting up banners. The articulating points on that unit caused us a little more concern with using it for banners. It also is not a very large vehicle, so to wheel it down into traffic without added support, unlike we had, the bucket truck was large enough that it could deem and offer some additional security and safety to our personnel going up in the lift. The GLC, which is a smaller unit, has a little awkwardness to it in maneuvering and raising people up. We would also have to have support from the traffic support from the police department to utilize that item. So yes, can we use it to put up banners? Yep, but not without twice as much more effort to do it. So that's one of the reasons why we're not using the GLC with putting up those banners. Again, we're trying to find a bucket truck out of the southern states because it's not pre-rusted, and a lot of these trucks up in the Midwest not only are subject to the salt, but they seem to be a lot greater abused up here. So that's where our search area is. Again, we're getting to find something of value that has life left in it. We're looking in the 2010 to 2012, 2013 area. That puts those costs ranges from anywhere from $75,000 on up to $100,000 for this truck. And we'll continue to search the market and see if we can find something that
Thinking what I'm
we
thinking.
can present.
Is there a possibility to buy something newer and under a shared agreement with an adjacent township or city?
Yeah, I'm not sure who else is in the market for that vehicle. Again, the townships aren't known to do that kind of, offer that kind of service. We have, again, the tree situation in town is something of an issue because of the life expectancy of the trees. A lot of them have hit maximum life. They're causing us some concern. Again, we average 60 to 90 trees a year that we take down. And so for us to have immediate access and use of a forestry truck is pretty important to our operation. So,
Yes, Commissioner Cole?
Do we have a figure in mind that we'd want to spend on that?
yeah, I really don't want to spend any money on it, but.
Well, yeah, well, I
we-
understand
We
that.
are in a predicament. And that the market is telling us that something of value that will have some longevity in this truck, which I would say 15 to 20 years of service, puts us into that probably $90,000 range and just under. So we've got a 2013 out there. We looked at it. It's the best we could talk with the salesperson was 104,000. And that's too much money because we'll have to accumulate the total cost by different funding sources within the city to pay for it, so.
Is there any way that we could vote on a certain amount of money towards that? And if we find something within that range, you could go ahead and get it? Or could we go ahead and make a motion for a price that we would want to spend, and then if it came to be more, we could have an emergency meeting?
Yeah, that's possible. Again, if we find one that has some interest, I'd try to call a special meeting quickly because we have to post for 18 hours before that meeting. And these trucks seem to go pretty quickly, but I'd also want, before we make any commitment, I'd want somebody to go and verify its
Right.
value. So we would send somebody from here to there to verify it does have the value that it appears on the, on the internet search. So,
Right. I just kind of assumed that
yeah,
that's what you would do. I shouldn't do that probably, but.
Okay, Commissioner Viganski?
Is this going to be the one truck in the budget that we pay for this year then?
was this,
Where we allowed for one truck in the budget?
no, what was in the budget for the DPW was a plow dump truck. And that's what was improved in the 18-19 budget.
But that doesn't mean that we have to spend it. We can put it on the bucket truck. I mean, that's,
You could, but then we have the problem of what do we do with what do we do with the need of a new dump and plow truck, which, all our equipment is
Getting old.
pretty old. We've pushed every penny out of a lot of our stuff, and to forego a new dump and plow truck, I would say is kind of kicking the can until we hit wintertime where we don't have the equipment to plow the roads because of breakdowns. So, I mean, you basically, I'm telling you what our situation is and our problem. So, we need a bucket truck to handle the trees, and we will need a plow truck come winter time to plow the roads adequately.
Okay. Did you have anything else for your comments?
No.
I have another question.
Okay. Commissioner Baginski?
I'd like to have it explained. I didn't know exactly when to do this, so I didn't do it at the beginning of the meeting. But you excused me for one meeting, but you didn't excuse me for the other one. And I know we have a new clerk, and I talked to her about this, but this is fairly personal, and I know there needs to be a reason, but there's never been a reason. And I did exactly what I needed to do. I called you both days of the meetings. The first one, I was on vacation, and that particular meeting, I found out my father-in-law had leukemia and was doing dialysis and made the decision to stop dialysis. The second meeting was to attend the funeral of the man that died because he stopped doing dialysis. Now, you excused me for one. I had a little bit, about a 10-second conversation with the mayor this morning. She's mad at me, and that's okay, I don't care. But I think I should be on the next consent calendar. And the other question I have is you excused Carla for a work session. Now, we've never excused anybody for work sessions, so do you need to be excused from the last one?
Your Honor,
Yes.
I think this conversation is out of order.
Yes,
because
I
we
think
are-
it's not
I
on
don't
our
think it's out of
agenda.
order at all. How can it be out of order?
Your Honor.
We're still on commissioner comments.
No,
No, we're on
we're
city
on the
managers.
city manager. He's not finished his comments, as far as I know.
I asked him for an explanation. He's the one that writes the agenda.
Okay, well, you and I can talk privately after the
No,
meeting.
I don't want it private. I want it on record.
Okay, I'm going to tell you then. You called me up. You left a message at the 11th hour telling me you were not coming to this meeting. And you left a message. You neglected to hang up your phone, and I heard everything you said after you thought you hung up, which included you lied to me about why you weren't coming. You were laughing and carrying on. I could hear everything you said to your wife, and I'm not excusing an absence for that. And certainly, you are not the victim in this circumstance.
No, my father-in-law was.
You know what?
And the thing
You
about it
didn't
is-
say anything about your father-in-law being ill,
I don't
and you
have
know
to.
what?
I don't
I'm
have
not
to.
excusing it. You lied to me, and then
Well,
you laughed about
Does
it.
she have the power to not excuse me from a meeting? as
I'm the
one
mayor.
commissioner?
I do believe so.
Really?
I do believe that.
Well, I'm gonna wanna see it in writing, please. I mean, I don't have to see it right now.
Commissioner Moore?
The protocol is that when a commissioner knows they're going to be absent, they're required to give a reason for that absence, and that reason needs to be put in the consent calendar if it's going to be a non-controversial approval or on the consent calendar, like uncontroversial items that are listed. So it's,
And how
there
many
has
times
to be a
has that been
reason.
done? I mean, you can selectively do that, but we
I
can
mean,
go
you're-
back
I'm
through
sorry,
the
but you're out of
agendas.
order again. I'm answering.
Of course I am. I'm the only
You're
one
out of
at this
order.
commission that is ever out of order.
Dan, just raise your hand, and then you'll be recognized. You just can't speak out of turn. Just raise your hand, and the mayor will recognize you once the other commissioner is done. That's all we're asking.
Okay. And with that, let's move on to commissioner comments. We'll start on the end with Carla. Commissioner Cole?
I actually don't have anything, so other than to say thank you to everyone for being here tonight and listening to us.
Thank you. Commissioner Moore?
I wanted to report that the Buck Teens was this weekend. That brought a lot of visitors from outside of the area. In my class alone, of the class of, like what year? We had people come from California that flew in from Florida, all over the area here locally, just to get together. And we're actually going to try to do this. We had so much fun. We're going to try to do it monthly, and that means we will be eating in our local restaurants, and that will generate even more business. So
There
the
goes my
Buck
diet.
Teens thing will be, really, it has a great impact on the economy here, so it's wonderful that all those people volunteered to come together and celebrate being a graduate from the Buchanan High School so long ago. And also, they spurred on more things to do for the weekend, including other activities downtown. There were concerts, all kinds of music available. There were other functions. And then in addition to that, what was also celebrated this weekend was Michigan Gateway Community Foundation is celebrating their 40th anniversary. And then this is the group that spearheads, it is the House of the Promise Scholarship Program. They also house Buchanan Foundation, they have a Cass Foundation and a Niles Foundation under their auspices. So when we go to find extra money for projects and other groups are looking to do things to the good of the community, they're one of the people that have assets that help us achieve what our goals are. So I thank them for all their support to Buchanan, and especially the city. They've been very generous in all these years, and congratulations on their 40th anniversary. I also wanted to let people know that as of right now, the grand opening of the dog park will be July 21st at Renhack Field in the McCoy Creek Recreation Area. We're planning a lot of exciting things. If you have ideas, we still have time to add your ideas. And so let us know. And in closing, I want to clarify something that was said earlier. I believe in Robert's rules. I come prepared for a meeting. Robert's rules is designed to allow the minority opinion to be heard in all circumstances. It is a way of restricting things and putting a structure to things so that everybody has a chance to be heard. And when people do not follow the rules, their voices, not all voices have an opportunity. So this is why this is so important, to follow, know what the rules are, follow the rules. They're not that difficult. We have an excellent resource in the new city clerk. And I would just want to say, this is something that is well established. We have many other rules that guide us, the charter, our code of ordinances. Those are all important things, but this is the basis of how to conduct a meeting. So anyone who does meeting work, this is what you need to know how to proceed. It's not complicated. It's mostly courtesy. And that's what we refer to. It is extremely important when you want to give people the opportunity to be heard. So I believe in Robert's rules and the rule of law for this city.
Thank you, Commissioner Moore. Commissioner Turney?
Thank you, Mayor. I just have what's sort of rather long, so bear with me. On Friday, I had the opportunity to take in the grand opening of Redbud Roots here in Buchanan. And I sort of putting out there for our next meeting, if we could possibly put on I think the agenda, the right terminology would be the temporary operation at test station, which is from Laura, the state of Michigan, because they are so far back in their licensing that the city can actually give this particular Redbud Roots an opportunity to start, because they're done, they're ready to go. So, and the state could be probably, maybe 6 months down the road. I toured their facilities, excellent facilities. They have 2 other places here in town. They want to make Buchanan their home base. They have other buildings in other parts of the state, Battle Creek, Benton Harbor, Kalamazoo, that they already have, but they're going to use those as dispensaries. But Buchanan's going to be their home base. I talked to one of their partners, Jim Finley, and I asked him if he could tell me some things that he's already done for the city and what his vision is for the city. So I would like to read that if I could. And as it is, it says, Dale, thanks for the kind words, and we enjoyed having you at the event on Friday. Redbud Roots is proud to be part of the Buchanan community and look forward to the continued involvement with the city of Buchanan. Here are some of the things we have done to date and our vision moving forward. Sponsor for the Winter Thrill on the Hill. Sponsor for the Summer Thrill on the Hill. Join the Buchanan Chamber of Commerce. Sponsored Chamber golf outing and participate in the event. Donating all scrap metal from buildings to local school fundraiser. They had a bus to take us to that building, which they are destroying, and they're going to put a whole new building up. But as they are taking that building down, they're taking all the good parts and donating it to the Berrien schools so they can use it for their project. That building, I think it's, Bill, is it 215?
There's 215.
And 20, yeah, which is 215 is the one they're tearing down, right?
Yeah, and it's going to be split between Buchanan and Fairgrounds.
Okay. They're hiring all local tradesmen for construction build-out. Hired PIPP, I'm not sure what that is, Michigan-based firm to construct all racking and module units. Hire local realtors for property acquisition. Hire local landscape contractors to maintain our facilities. Now, this is an interesting one. We'll provide 70 to 100 local jobs once fully operational.
Wow.
Should I repeat that? 70 to 100 jobs. Our vision. Our plan is to begin patient education seminars quarterly once operational. These seminars could get our brands in front of patients quickly, as well as help people understand the market of their own benefits. Continue to work with local charities of many kinds to provide support to causes residents care about most. Work hand in hand with the city as we develop our business to become a leader in terms of reducing water and electric usage through recycling wastewater and implementing renewable energy to our facilities. We would like to stack multiple licenses in our 3 facilities. This will increase local revenue, job opportunities, and income to the city while minimizing the amount of facilities inside the town. We could potentially stack 12 C-class licenses in our buildings. We would like to offer tours to those on the board, local fire and law enforcement, and city officials to better educate them to our facilities. Let us know if there are any other questions that we can answer, and thank you and welcome Redbud Roots to Buchanan.
Yay.
And that's it.
Thank you, Commissioner Turney. Commissioner Viganski?
Well, first and foremost, Pat, we did agree that we didn't want to, we actually agreed. We both know the Roberts rules, and we both didn't want to run the meeting strictly by Roberts rules. Now, I would have thought I could have depended on you to back me up on that one at least, but that's okay. Brenda, as far as forgiving me, this is not about the rules, this is about personality. I made you mad. I hurt your feelings, and you don't.
Oh, I'm going to stop you right there. You did not hurt my feelings
Well, then,
at all.
whatever.
Get on
You
with
didn't
it.
excuse me.
Get
because
on
of
with it.
whatever.
You're not the victim
Are you
here.
gonna- I'm not
Finish
trying
up.
to make myself out to be the victim.
Finish up.
You don't have the right to call that.
I can.
How?
I'm the mayor, whether you like it or not. I have the power of this seat, and I don't care. You can laugh at me all day and night.
Well,
You're saying you're at
You're
war
out of
with
order.
this city? Good.
You are out of
I will
order.
call myself out of order there. Does that make you happy? Finish up right now. You're making a mockery of this body, and you have for almost 2 years now. Finish up, and let's get on with it.
I'm not making myself out to be the victim here.
Yeah, you are. Just
Well,
go.
let's just think about how Alan Robrandt felt when you guys completely ignored him. Let's just think about how Gladys felt when she resigned after 20 years. So don't talk to me about me making a mockery of things at all. You know, and the fact that you don't want to excuse me because I upset you, or whatever word you want to use.
Again, I'm not excusing you because you bold-faced lied, and then you laughed about it. And I have the recording. Would you like me to play it right
Well,
now?
actually,
Because
that's
I
against the
will.
law because you,
It's
didn't
my
tell me you were
phone.
recording it, and
You-
you were eavesdropping, but I will finish up my comments with that.
Just go.
I'm done.
Thank you. I too would like to kind of piggyback about what Commissioner Moore said about the Buck Teens. When I first moved here, I noticed there were Buck Teen signs all around the town in in June, and I really couldn't figure it out. I was new, and I was like, well, that sounds kind of fun. It kind of sounds like a club. And then there would be all these activities. Well, in case you don't know, if you're not a longtime Buchanan resident, to become a Buck Teen, you have to be graduated for 40 years from Buchanan. And then you become automatically a Buck Teen. And I had the privilege of attending an art opening for one of the Buck Teens who graduated in the class of 1969, and she painted lovely paintings of downtown Buchanan. And I'm kind of remiss because I didn't bring it down this evening, but she donated a lovely watercolor painting of historical downtown Buchanan, which we will be getting framed and hang it up here at City Hall. So Buck Teens give back to their community. They raise funds for scholarships and other activities in town, and it's just a very nice, fun thing. That's just another warm part of why life is better here in Buchanan. All right, and with that, I'll need a motion to adjourn.
Also move.
Okay, second.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Is there a closed session?